All right, guys, it's time for the, as promised, almond milk taste test. We put the almond milk guide up. I was able to find there were 3 brands that we determined were truly good stuff, and I was able to find 2 of them locally, Malk and Three Trees. I have no financial relationship with either of these brands. I have not tried either of these brands, but I'm not a big almond milk drinker, which is probably why I haven't tried either of them. But I wanted to do a little taste test just to see if there's any difference. So we will start with the Malk, this one did have a little change in the ingredients that a few of you mentioned, which is basically that they switched to almond butter instead of whole almonds, which I'm actually totally fine with, because if you've ever made almond milk, which I've watched my parents make it before, it just basically makes almond butter. You know, the first step is grinding the almonds till they're basically almond butter. So there's nothing else added to it. I did like in their old formulation that they had sprouted almonds, which ups the nutritional value, but so I guess it is a little bit less good, I guess, but there's no like added gums or anything else. So it's still definitely good stuff, and it's just water, almond butter, and a little bit of salt. So here goes. Tastes like almond milk I've had in the past. It's good. I mean, my kids wouldn't like it. It certainly doesn't really approximate cow's milk in my opinion, but I do think it's plenty tasty and certainly would work as like a base in a smoothie or anything like that. I could eat this on cereal, no problem. It's good. Okay, so now for the Three Trees, which when I opened these right before I started filming and peeked, this one does look like it's separated a little bit more, like more watery on the top, and some stuff is settling, so I think you want to, separation means it's real, just shake it, it says, so you probably want to give that maybe even more of a shake than I just did. This one is just organic almonds and filtered water, whereas this one, the Malk, has the salt. Let's see if I can tell. Looks pretty much the same. Okay, so I like the Malk better, flavor-wise. This one also tastes totally good. It's just, I think the salt gives it a little bit more of a flavor. So I probably would say I prefer this flavor-wise, but either one I could totally use in the way that I would use almond milk. I will say from a nutrition standpoint, the Three Trees has a little bit more, more calories. And you can see 100 versus 70. So there might be more actual almonds in this one because it's higher in calories, you know, they're the same servings, and more calories, more fat, actually twice as much fat, 9 grams versus 4.5. So depending on how you feel about fat, like if I were giving it to my kids, I'd probably want to do the one that has higher fat. And then unsurprisingly, this one's got more sodium, 125 instead of 10 milligrams, because it has the salt added. It has the same fiber, basically the same carbs, and the same protein. So it's really just coming down to the fat and the calories, which again makes me think this one might have slightly more almonds in it. I just saw something interesting also. They are both organic, but this one is certified by Oregon Tilth, which is an organization that I do really respect. So that certification is kind of cool too, and maybe putting Three Trees as the ultimate winner. I don't know. They're both great, both good stuff. I'm also getting a Nutter machine, which is the one that I recommend to make almond milk. So I will let you guys know how that is. And maybe, even though we're dairy drinkers in this house, I will become more of an almond milk person. Oat milk is next on our plant milk list, so we'll let you know what we find out with that as well.